Finding level ground for us to camp on was always challenging. Although there were lots of meadows, it wasn't ideal. Luckily, we found a large flat rock that seemed like our best option. The sun sets quickly in the mountains, and it gets dark faster than you'd expect.
Carrying a Dream. So this documents this man's desire to explore Peru and Machu Picchu and the Incan ruins and the culture. There's a true appreciation here. He admires these ancient structures and marvels on their construction and their purposes. He explores the springs and the vegetation, trying to piece together this ancient civilization. It was interesting how he integrated himself in it by eating the beans he found and drinking of the spring. You really get a sense that this is all a dream come true for him. Some of my favorite moments is when they met the Peruvian woman living on the mountain. You got to see how she lived and his interaction with the children. And it really did seem like there was some appreciation, but also a respect for this culture and a respect for the place. And so he didn't approach it as like an explorer trying to conquer. He approached it as a man trying to explore and understand, which I thought was really great.
Carrying a Dream. Love the title. Makes so much sense since he was carrying it around in his wallet. I love the setup of this, that it's one man's journey to trek the unrestored Inca trails and mountains of Peru. It was a great setup because I love explanations for documentaries. So I'm not wondering what it's about the whole time. So I really loved that there was a setup. The reason why it was being made basically was just presented very well. I love the visuals throughout, the photos, the comic book visuals in the beginning, the interviews with him and his wife and his friend, the setup of, the challenges he had to make this dream become a reality, especially with his family. I love the dynamic of his family and how that was brought into this, the heart of the story. The fact that his family and his wife especially were very supportive of his dream and not trying to squash it or make him feel guilty for leaving. So I thought that was really beautiful. Great role models there for people in relationships. I love the never give up on your dream and don't put time limits on it. The music was beautiful throughout, very subtle. I love that they talk about writing your goals down and carrying them around and not forgetting them. And, to me, it just shows something that came up in my head was how bad do you want it? Because like this guy had to train for a while and really make this happen. It wasn't just a fantasy. He took that fantasy and made it a reality as far as doing the hard work to get it. So even the end, it was beautiful to me. It brought it right back to how his lessons that he learned about his daughter and what she goes through and the mountains she has to climb. So I thought that was really cool, and his way of relating to her. I like how he said he's an ordinary guy that went on an extraordinary adventure, and that anybody can basically make their dreams happen. But I liked also that it took other people to help him, support him, and it just shows you need a good team in your life to make each other's dreams happen. So really cool. Just very inspiring. I love this. So thank you for actually documenting your entire trip and bringing us along with you and inspiring us to make our dreams come true. Great job.
Carrying a Dream is about having so much passion to learn about a place, a culture, and the way of the study of anthropology, really, the study of culture, the study of Peru, and the stories that come from really holding on to your roots. They have an exploration of these ruins that are mostly underground, and we get to see this firsthand experience on how these people functioned and how they moved around, and we get to see them have this educational moment of these stones and the purpose and placement of certain stones for like cooking, for instance. We get to see a Peruvian woman weaving in a natural tradition. So this is a learning opportunity. This is an educational opportunity. This is about chasing that curiosity and going on that adventure. They are so happy that they had this journey. This is something that they've always wanted to do, and they finally did it, and they finally achieved it, and they captured that moment. So we get this lovely educational experience, but in addition to that, we get this go for it initiative. Go for your dreams, explore, learn about other cultures, have this just beautiful form of cultural diversity that has this perception in this documentary.
Carrying a Dream was a fascinating documentary watch. I thought the concept of one man's journey to trek the unrestored Inca trails in the mountains of Peru was a fun and exciting watch that shows viewers the strengths and the joy that something can bring to others. I enjoyed the reference to the Tintin comic book and how it's used to captivate the viewing experience as this man journeys to the beyond. I do think it's worth mentioning that the slow motion filter kind of takes the viewers out of the experience, as instead of the slow motion only being used or utilized on the images, it seems to be placed over the entire film and the interviews, which slows the viewing experience just a bit.